God bless and great day, everybody. Thank you, Father God. Thank you, Lord Jesus, for another blessed day. Y'all already know it's King T 420 SCC back with another smoking reaction. This reaction game is well longer overdue for a reaction like this. We just gonna call this reaction Men Have to Lose It All. Okay? Rock with me. I know it sounded fucked up, but guess what? It is fucked up. Because men really do have to fucking lose it all. So, with that being said, we gonna jump right off into the videos. And I'm gonna talk as I go. Y'all know how we do. But yeah, smoke gang shit. Let's just jump right off into it. See what we got. Alright, so this one reads, breaking news, she faces a 10-year prison sentence. Adriana Cobb Williams arrested for actually, okay, so y'all remember? Okay, so we're gonna let the video play out and we're gonna see what we got going on here, but I'm sure the lady's name is Adriana Cobb Williams. So let's jump off into it. Let's see what we got.
Remember the viral rapping and very married cheer coach arrested for allegedly essaying her student, the one who later popped back online getting a new haircut, acting as if the world had moved on? Well, the courts obviously haven't. Her trial is now in session, and here's the latest. The trial for former Daughtry County teacher Adriana Cobb Williams began this week, and it started with disturbing evidence, including a photo they claim shows Coach Williams and a student kissing. Coach Williams faces 2 counts of first-degree sexual contact by a school employee or agent for alleged incidents that took place in 2023. And prosecutors wasted no time telling the jury in opening statements that Coach Williams turned what was supposed to be a professional connection into something deeply inappropriate. The state's first witnesses included a school resource officer who testified about the photo evidence and identified Coach Williams and the student. Another witness, the former principal of Monroe Comprehensive High School, then took the stand. And then while he identified Coach Williams in the photo, he said he could not identify the other person. Today during the trial, we also heard from the victim and his mother. The mother testified first, showing the court screenshots of conversations where her son asked to go places with Coach Williams outside of school hours. She said she didn't find it suspicious at the time. The mother also testified that her son was aggravated and scared when questioned about the relationship by police and repeatedly denied it. However, she then told the court that he eventually admitted to officers that he had an inappropriate sexual relationship with Coach Williams. Now, this trial comes after Coach Williams chose to let a jury decide her fate, rejecting not one, but 2 plea deals just a day before the trial began. On Tuesday, October 28th, the state first offered a deal of 10 years with 0 to 36 months to be served in confinement. After a jury was selected, a second slightly better deal was offered, 10 years with 0 to 24 months in confinement. Coach Williams declined them both. The jury has now been seated and the trial is underway.
Okay. So Coach Williams, who was accused of an actual act with this young man, she's now on trial, or she was on trial. Okay? I just want y'all to keep up. This lady was on trial for an actual act, some actual act with a young man, right? Now keep up. We're going to move forward. And this is important because I'm going to tie in a real point when I get to it. Right now, we just taking in information. Let's go with it. Let's see what we got here. I'm getting to the next video, y'all. All right, bet.
Adriana Cobb Williams testified today in her defense and said,
my bad, I am moving right along. Adriana Cobb Williams testifies today in her defense. Coach Williams testified. All right, let's check out what happened here.
Adriana Cobb Williams testified today in her defense and said and admitted that she did, in fact, kiss the victim that was on the stand. This woman was in her 30s at the time, and this boy was 17 or 18 years old. However, she stopped short of admitting that the two had sexual intercourse like the victim has stated that they did. She says that they just kissed, but they did not have sexual intercourse.
So far, Cobb Williams has testified and admitted to kissing Maddox, but She says she did not have sexual intercourse with him or oral sex. Today, the defense asked.
So I just want to stop it right here. And I just want to ask, let's just be honest. Does it matter if she had any kind of intercourse or oral with the young man? She locked lips with a kid that she was supposed to be mentoring and teaching. What? Okay. So, for the ladies, if it's only a kiss, then it can be looked at differently. But if this was a man, we gonna get there. Well, just wait a second. Let's rock out.
Her why she wanted to testify, and here is her response.
Why do you want to testify?
I want to testify to the jury because they're the ones who's going to be judging me. And almost 2 years of being involved in this case, I've been silent. And today I want my voice heard.
Right now, she is only being charged with 1 count of sexual contact by an employee or agent instead of the 2 counts that she was initially charged with. At this moment, both sides are giving their closing arguments. After that, the judge will give the jury their instructions and they will go on to deliberate whether she is innocent or guilty of the charges against her.
She been silent the whole 2 years and she felt like it was time for her to be heard. Cool. Let's move forward. She needed to be heard, huh? This lady. If y'all ain't never been taught, women are the best manipulators in the world. They are more cunning than foxes. Reason why they used to be called she's a fox. Keep up, pay attention. Let's rock.
Now the trial for Audrina Cobbs is heating up.
We're gonna move forward. And we're going to see what this case really unfolded like. Right? Adriana Cobb Williams trial date. Can't see the date, but we're going to let the young lady rock out. And let's see what happens here.
Trial for Audrina Cobbs is heating up. And yeah, taxing her $50,000 to keep a secret is crazy. Now, if you guys don't remember the story of Audrina Cobb, let me give you a quick rundown of who she is and why she's ended up in this predicament. Now, roughly around 2 years ago, she had went viral over on TikTok and across all of social media for doing this viral TikTok dance. Now, the dance was done with a bunch of kids from the school, but specifically like this cheer team that she was coaching. Here's like a better image of all the girls and, because she's also a teacher too. Now, fast forward to the time of the incident with Audrina Cobb and how she got exposed by one of the girls on the cheer team for sleeping or having a relationship with her boyfriend. Now, one of the girls had came out on TikTok about 2 years ago and said that she had some video and images of Audrina Cobb messing around with her boyfriend. Now, this is the boyfriend in question, and he was sitting on the first day of trial. And let's get into the first day because it was a mess. Okay, so before trial, she was given a plea deal that she had declined, and then she proceeded to do jury selection, and now she's sitting on trial. Now, the boy who she allegedly had this impropriety with sat down the first day of trial. I don't know why he holding a mic like that. But the reason why we're not going to play the audio is because it was so distorted, but we do have the transcripts. Okay, so Audrina's attorneys asked him, were you going to charge her $1,000 a week to hold your secret? He said, play the tape, because I don't remember saying that. So then they take the jury out, play him the tape privately, and then they bring him back. And then they said, did it refresh your memory? He said, yes, sir. The defense says, so is it true that you told individuals on recording that if Mrs. Williams wanted this to go away, that she'd have to pay you a band $1,000 per week? He said, yeah. The defense goes on and says, in fact, is it true that you stated that you were going to tax her ASS for real? Didn't you? He said, yes. Now the defense goes on to say, but then you told her, well, it's too late now. He said, yes, sir. Then the defense asked him, well, how much were you going to tax her? And then Maddox, the boy, he said, I was going to tax her up to $50,000. Now, trial day 1 ended. And as soon as I get the transcripts for trial day 2, I'll keep you guys posted.
So, there's a plot twist. The young man in the story was going to extort the teacher. A kid, let's think about this. A child was smart enough to try to extort the teacher / coach who was being inappropriate with him. Let's rock out. I just want y'all to keep up with everything that we hearing, because this is a wild fucking story. This is wild fucking work here. This is really fucking ridiculous. Let's go. We're not gonna stop now. Moving right along. Moving right along, gang. Alright. So, Exhibit A. A grown man celebrating his cheating pedo wife is a not guilty verdict. We're living in a simulation, is what that says. Then it says, goofy A dude, and yeah. So let's hear what happens here. Oh wait, they celebrating. She not guilty. So y'all can see. Yeah. Alright, enough of that. So they celebrating. So, let's just go over what we heard, right? This lady was a teacher at a high school. She herself started an inappropriate situation with one of her students. And in the midst of starting this inappropriate situation with one of her students, it came out because the student actually had a young girlfriend who was also a student who went to the school, who came out and said this lady is having inappropriate relations with my boyfriend. Boom. Fast forward, she go to court, go to trial. And in trial, this lady admitted that she kissed this young man. Now, let's talk about it. She says she didn't have what they would call intercourse or oral with this young man. But that don't mean she wasn't rubbing all on this young man. That doesn't mean she wasn't letting this young man rub all on her, and so on and so forth. I'm not even going to get off into what they were actually doing or what they actually did that didn't come out. But the point of the case is, at the end of the day, the lady was found not guilty. And she was all outside celebrating. In the comments, there were women celebrating with her. I'm going to leave it at that. I didn't grab no comments because I thought it was disgusting. Y'all can go check it out if you want. But let's move forward, because let's check this out. Let's check this out here. Let's move forward. Let's move forward, gang.
With a former Wembley.
Let's move forward. Let's see what we got here. So, get the truth out there. Former Wimberley ISD teacher claims multiple officials framed him to end his career. Let's check this story out.
With a former Wembley ISD teacher who claims he was framed by multiple officials to end his teaching career before he wanted to.
The ex-teacher recently launched a federal lawsuit. Now, KVU's Darrenisha Heron explains what that lawsuit entails.
I had spent years trying to find the best ways to serve my community, and teaching is what, I was called to ultimately.
But David Schachter says his 20-year teaching career was ripped away. And now he's filed a federal civil rights lawsuit against officials from the Hays County Sheriff's Office, Hays County DA, and Wimberley ISD employees for wrongful arrest and malicious prosecution.
The hope is to get the truth out there.
Did they say wrongful arrest? I'm sure. I think she said wrongful arrest, Red, and malicious prosecution. Let's continue.
According to the lawsuit, he was falsely accused and prosecuted for Class C misdemeanor assault by offensive contact. In 2022, 2 female students in his Danforth Junior High School classroom accused David of inappropriately touching them.
Are we talking about the same thing that the teacher, Adriana Cobb Williams, was tried for? Let's hear.
David was acquitted by a jury in 2023.
It was malicious and purposeful to ruin his career.
His civil rights attorney, Rebecca Weber, says the investigation was botched and inflamed by rumors from some school leaders, which she says she now has video evidence of.
They should have been interviewed immediately by trained child interviewers. Number 2, the detective didn't interview any of the other students in the class. So, this could have immediately just been put to bed, like, okay, no one saw it, it couldn't have happened. There's 26 people in this room and no one saw anything like this.
Life for David and his wife and son never went back to normal, even after being found not guilty and getting his criminal record expunged.
So, she says life for this man never went back to normal even after he was found not guilty and getting expunged. Let's continue.
Certainly didn't get the kind of media coverage that the initial accusations and arrest created. The Texas Education Agency is still investigating my license, in spite of the fact that I was found not guilty.
David says for the longest, his family feared for their safety and was harassed. Last year, he was finally able to find a job as a manager at a storage place.
I did so much good and I changed so many lives. And to know that A, this is my legacy now, and B, I'm done through no choice of my own.
So, this young man was a teacher, apparently. There were false accusations claimed on him. He lost everything, and he's still under scrutiny. He just was able to get a job 3-4 years later. We're gonna let him continue.
Yeah, it makes me extremely upset and extremely grief-filled.
David is also suing for lost wages and mental anguish. KV reached out to Hays County and Wimberley ISD. Both declined to comment.
So, men have to lose it all. Men have to lose it all. And that's what I'm saying. This lady got found not guilty and admitted guilt. Like, what are we talking about here? I got one more. We out of here. I got one more, then we out of here. One more.
My girl Cardi B.
Y'all remember this guy. Who doesn't remember that guy, right? Let's go with it. Let's see what happened. So, let's see what this says here. Cardi B defends teacher after he faced backlash for letting female students unbraid his hair. He should not get fired. Wait, this young man got fired for letting some young ladies take down his hair, some of his students take down his hair. We shall see what's happening here.
Girl Cardi B, as well as any of my supporters who have been backing me throughout this whole ordeal. If you don't remember me or have no idea who I am, I'm America's most loved and hated teacher for this right here, having my students assist me in taking my braids out. Now, I know this is old news.
Pause. Did this young black man hear it? Did he say he's America's most loved and hated teacher for letting the girls take his hair out of braids? Now, I don't have that video to play, but if I do recall, the young man said in the video that he had something to do right after work and he had to wash his hair the night before, or he had to wash his hair right after work or something. And in turn, in order to be on time for the appointment that he had to have his students take his hair down. I'm not sure exactly how it went with something like that. Let's continue.
Why doesn't he just get over it? I was chilling for a while, but guess what? Guess who's finally received a decision from the county on behalf of the superintendent in regards to my employment status. First, I was really bothered at how long this whole process was taking, how long the county was kind of keeping me in the dark. But now, as I'm looking back on it, I want to thank the county for taking their time and ensuring that I wasn't an actual weirdo that slipped through the cracks before they allowed me back into the classroom. People were calling me everything under the sun, making baseless claims and allegations and accusations against me, calling me a predator, a pedo, Diddy. All those baseless claims made it back to the county, so they had to treat it as if I was an actual weirdo and look into it. After all the baseless claims, after a long and extensive and arduous investigation, they didn't find anything. Let me repeat that. They never found anything.
So, this young man had to lose it all. As a young man, a new teacher. He young, fairly young. Look at him. He got to be under 30, right? He had to lose it all for letting students take his hair out of braids. This young lady was just found not guilty for committing the crime that she said she committed. Men have to lose it all. The system isn't fair. And if you feel like this feminist movement isn't a part of the reason why men have to lose it all, you are absolutely a part of the problem. God bless and great day. Smoke gang shit.